All right, so today we're not just looking at some cool new tech. We're actually going to deconstruct how a startup builds a case so compelling it gets investors to say yes. We're going to break down the anatomy of a truly trustworthy pitch, and we'll be using the fashion tech company LabelBee as our case study.
Every great pitch, and I mean every great pitch, starts with a massive problem. And this one, well, it's hiding in plain sight in almost every online shopping cart you've ever used.
You know that feeling, right? You're staring at a shirt you absolutely love, but you're just trapped in this loop of doubt. Should I get the medium or maybe the large? What does slim fit even mean for this brand? It's that universal moment of frustration for anyone who shops online. And this isn't just a hunch. The data shows that a staggering 68% of online shoppers find it really difficult to pick the right size. That's more than 2/3 of your potential customers hitting the brakes at the exact moment they should be hitting buy. All that uncertainty has a direct and very costly consequence, an average return rate that climbs as high as 40% in fashion e-commerce. I mean, think about that for a second. Nearly half the clothes sold online end up being sent right back. And for businesses, this is way more than just an inconvenience. It is a financial black hole. This whole cycle translates into billions of dollars in losses every single year from return shipping, restocking, and of course, all the lost sales from customers who just get frustrated and give up. It's a massive, expensive problem just waiting for someone to solve it. And that brings us to the solution. Now that we've seen the scale of this billion-dollar problem, let's meet the company tackling it head-on with what seems like a deceptively simple answer: LabelBee. Here's how it works, and honestly, it's brilliant in its simplicity. You find a piece of clothing online, you just paste the URL into LabelBee. You enter a few of your basic body measurements, and you only have to do this once. Then you just click Analyze. That's it. No more confusing charts, no more guessing games. And get this, in just 10 seconds, the AI gives you a precise size recommendation. It totally eliminates that moment of hesitation. It just cuts through all the noise of conflicting reviews and weird size charts to deliver a single data-backed answer. Now, a simple user interface is great for customers, but any investor's next question is always going to be, yeah, but how does it really work? So let's look under the hood, because this is where the real magic happens, and it's where investor confidence is truly built. This is the critical question. This is the one any skeptical investor would ask. We all know a medium from one brand can fit completely differently from another. So how can a single AI possibly account for all of that chaos? The answer is their core technology, the LabelBee Morphology Genome, or LMG for short. Now, this isn't just another algorithm scraping websites. It's a proprietary database built on what they call a single source of truth, the unchangeable official measurements right from the factory floor where the clothes are actually made. This slide really shows the fundamental shift. The old way relies on those generic online size charts, which, let's be honest, are often inconsistent and just plain wrong. The LMG way bypasses all of that. It goes directly to the pre-production spec sheets, the exact blueprint the factory uses to cut the fabric. It's the difference between a guess and a guarantee. And the engine itself is impressively deep. It starts with those 2D factory specs, sure, but then it layers on the physics of the material, how much a fabric stretches or shrinks. It intelligently groups similar brands into fit clusters, so a slim fit from one brand actually feels like a slim fit from another. It even has a fallback system using AR scans to measure clothes when there's no factory data. This isn't just a simple tool, it's a deeply defensible technology. But does all this impressive tech actually deliver results? Because for an investor, a great idea is one thing, but proven performance, that's everything. So let's look at the data. And here it is. This is the number that makes investors sit up and pay attention. In their beta tests, businesses using LabelBee saw a 75% decrease in product returns. That's not a small improvement. That is a complete game changer that directly solves that multi-billion-dollar problem we started with. So how is that even possible? It's because the underlying technology is incredibly reliable. The system has an 89% accuracy rate for its size recommendations. This is the hard data that proves the LMG isn't just a clever concept, it's an effective engine that really, really works. They also have a really clear plan to monetize all this. They're not just betting on one horse here. They have a dual revenue stream, a subscription model for individual shoppers, and a B2B model, selling their engine as a simple software plugin for e-commerce sites. This dual model allows them to attack a massive opportunity. The total addressable market, we're talking the global fashion e-commerce industry, is valued at $800 billion. By solving one of the biggest points of friction in that market, their potential is just enormous. So let's zoom out and recap what we've just seen. This isn't just the story of a cool product. This is a masterclass in building an investor-proof case. It's basically a formula for earning trust. The philosophy behind it is simple but so powerful. A trustworthy pitch takes the investor on a journey. You start with a massive, painful problem, and you end with undeniable proof that you have solved it. And this slide perfectly illustrates the formula LabelBee followed. First, they defined that huge multi-billion-dollar returns problem. Then, they presented a simple, elegant solution, the 10-second AI tailor. Then, they revealed their secret sauce, the LMG. After that, they showed undeniable proof, that 75% drop in returns. And finally, they framed the massive market potential, an $800 billion industry. Each step logically builds on the last, replacing doubt with confidence. And that leaves us with a final thought. This blueprint isn't just for fashion tech. It's a universal framework for innovation. So the real question is, what huge, everyday problem do you see around you? And what's the elegant solution that's just waiting to be built?